Hello and welcome to the AgriHQ Livestock Insight Report update brought to you by the AgriHQ analysts. I'm Sarah Friel.
And I'm Nicola.
And we're going to quickly run you through last week's North Island and South Island Livestock Insight Report. So, Nicola, take it away. What was in the viewpoint last week?
So on last week's viewpoint, we had US open for business and feeling good. And yeah, it certainly was. So across the states, we've got 20 to 30% of the US citizens vaccinated. Things are reopening. Food services are go again. There's only a handful of US states where people are advised to stay home. So the Americans are getting set free right on their springtime, and perfect for us. That's the peak grilling season for beef. So we're seeing a lack of imported meat in that market. Prices are responding. We've just got the shipping issues to contend with.
Yeah, they are a bit of a buzzkill, aren't they, those shipping issues? We were hearing about them from processors and agents last week who were a little bit concerned of what effect that'll have on long-term cattle farm gate prices. But at this stage, that interest from the US and Asia has been pretty positive. Some people might have noticed a bit of an uptick in North Island bull and prime prices last week, and we're expecting a bit more to come into it this week, so that's great news. What's going on in that area for the South Island, Nicola?
Yeah, we're dealing with cattle backlogs. The dairy cows are coming out. We've had a fairly thick and heavy cattle supply this whole run. There's season. That's not really stopping. And then we've got the extra concerns around processing. So processors were taking out weekend kills and things like that to try and manage. So that side of things, not fantastic. Cow price is the only thing coming down, as it does at this point. The prime price is trying. So we'll see what happens there. We're running at quite a deficit behind the North Island action. That's something we're going to touch on for this week's report.
Yeah, we'll take a harder run at that one, I think. And on the lamb side of things, in the North Island, we're still dealing with a pretty gappy, soft supply. Some mixed opinions on why that is. Some people are thinking there are just less lambs out there, but we're also hearing a few reports out of higher country, harder country areas like Taihape and deep in the Taranaki that those breeding lambs aren't making it to the finishes on the East Coast yet, just because it is so dry in both areas. And that lines up with reports of some pretty shabby yields along the East Coast in places. So people are just taking their time a little bit more and waiting to see when those lambs are up to standard.
Yeah, and the lamb side of things down here, the prices have been rallying on the back of export returns and diminishing supply. Well, mainly the North Island probably shopping down here, to be fair. Yeah, kill space is an issue, though. We had some processors, well, one processor taking out some kill space for this week, ending the week at Wednesday to prioritise other plants and other kills. That doesn't help. But to be fair, that was in North Otago, South Canterbury. The lamb supply in those areas is coming to an end. We're really dealing with Southland now at this point. And probably give that a couple more weeks and that'll be the end of that. So I guess the processing side of things, the main concern is on the cattle. So we'll just see how that goes. Definitely something to keep an eye on for this week.
Yeah, for sure.
The store side of things, frustrated North Island buyers.
Yeah, I've had a few reports of people taking advantage of like just lower prices on weaners in the South Island. You guys are operating just a touch below us, really. And orders have gone through about a week and a half ago and still no weaners in the North Island. What's that about?
Yeah, so we've got shipping concerns for containers. We've got the live export bans for we can't ship, but we've got a third shipping issue that we didn't know we had, and that's the Cook Strait ferry. So one of those has been taken out for maintenance. I think there's going to be a rolling maintenance, so this is going to be a thing for a few more weeks. Really hard to get dry stock, store stock on those ferries, and major frustration for North Island buyers, which is a concern because we do need the North Island in our market at this point. Feed concerns haven't reversed around Canterbury, Banks Peninsula, though everywhere's screaming out for a bit more moisture, apart from a few localized places that got heavy dumpings last week. So that's a frustration. To be fair though, our prices for our weaners aren't bad. I don't want to oversell that. We are behind the North Island, but there's still good money being paid for good calves. The lighter end was a struggle though, to be fair, and there was some stuff sent home from some sales. In the store lamb side of things, our store lamb prices are doing their best to chase those rallying schedules in the face of dry weather. It's still touch and go. There's still traders sitting out of the market hoping to buy in a few weeks' time. All that means is that there could be some really strong competition. So probably anybody who's killing lambs at a lighter weight might want to have a little think about whether or not they want to kill light carcass weight lambs or actually target the store lamb market, because that's probably set to take off a little bit.
Yeah, there's a bit of that going on in the North Island too, which you just cannot hold the North Island lamb price down. It is surging on the back of a similar situation in the South Island. Pretty low feed levels around the place, pretty low stock water levels. Reports out of Hawke's Bay is that the Waipawa River is dry. So yeah, enthusiasm just will not be held back though. In some paddock sales, lambs are going for 130 a head. That's kind of where buyers are maxing out as. And they're following the trends of the fielding sale yards, which are very heated as well. We had some lighter lambs in fielding moving for around that $4 a kg mark. So yeah, people aren't holding themselves back. And that's quite a nice little segue into next week's report, where we are going to look at where those store lambs...
Sarah. This week's report.
This week's report, yes. We are going to look at where those store lamb prices are compared to farm gate prices and what that's going to mean for margins in a few months' time.
Yep. And we'll also be looking at the price difference between the South Island and North Island, as we mentioned, competing beef suppliers around the world. So have a little look at what Australia, South America, USA are up to, and whether or not they're being hampered by shipping concerns as well. And maybe take a little bit of a look at what's going on with the mutton export market. Also keeping an eye on all the prices for the slaughter, store and export markets, as we always do, particularly the processing side of things. And just interested to see how those export markets overseas will react to continuing low supplies. So all that'll be in your inbox on Friday. If you're a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, head along to agrihq.co.nz and get yourself sorted out.